Have you ever heard of someone talking about finances and you're like, I don't really want to listen to them because you really don't even understand what they are saying?
Yeah. And at times you are robbing Peter to pay Paul in your account. Have you seen that? You are robbing Peter to pay Paul. You are taking from this account to balance this one. You are taking from this credit card because you did.
I call it money laundering. We do money
on our account.
On our accounts, yes.
Seriously.
From one place to the other, and we think we are solving a problem.
Good for our spouse to, put their finances together.
Good, because as couples we don't talk about these things, or you let one party deal with finances, and God forbid if anything happens to them, it's like then they tell you, I thought my husband was taking care of this. I thought this was paid for. But you've heaped the burden, and because they probably don't want to make you worried, they have probably used one credit card to pay off the other credit card on top of the other credit to kind of live afloat. But if some Hello, welcome to
Conversation in the Car
with
Rachel and Tebe.
I'm honored to be here once again on the couch.
Appreciating God and
His mercies,
His mercies,
His faithfulness.
At times we just want to celebrate God. Celebrate. There's this song that says, "Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the rain."
Thank you for
little things matters. Thanking God for your finances.
Personal finances. The fact that you're awake and you're able to go to a job and earn money, or better still, employ.
Gratitude. Just be grateful for that light you have, because that thing you are complaining about is someone's prayer point.
It is. Yeah.
That you don't have money. Oh, I'm paying the bills. Someone wants to pay that bill, want to be in the position
to be able to pay
that bill.
I think I used to get a little bit irritated when probably someone from probably a friend or a relative asks for money, but then I sat back and realized that it's actually a privilege to be of help. Because imagine being like that family member whereby they have gathered to probably talk about issues in the family, and they don't consider your opinion.
Call your name.
They don't call you. Do you know how painful that can be?
It's so embarrassing, and
so the fact that you're able to provide, see that as a privilege.
To be in that position can be so taxing.
It can be,
and can be like a heavy load. But if you're able to balance it, which you can attend to, the one you can postpone, the one you can tell them no completely. Because this finances, if you are not planning it very well, then it plans you out.
It will take control of your life.
Just like our topic today.
Personal finance. How do you handle finances? Did you grow up in an environment whereby your parents told you about how to handle money? Because I know that from our education, we've not been told about finances.
In Africa, let's just say the way we grew up was just a freestyle.
Yeah, it is freestyle. It is freestyle.
Yeah. It is freestyle, but I know that my mom will send me somewhere. She's giving me that money. Here we are credit driven, but in Africa
it's cash. Cash driven.
She sent me somewhere. She gave me 10 naira. We call it naira in Africa. She's expecting me.
So the whole of Africa is naira. Tebi.
Because we are the giants. I'm sorry to say, sorry, darling. Sorry, darling.
I'll carry you with your giantness from this studio to your home.
Africa. I'm sorry. In Nigeria, I love my country. I love Uganda too. But whatever currency we are talking about right now, I know that my mom will give me that paper money, expecting me to buy maybe £2. Let's say, let's assume let's use maybe dollars or pounds. She gave me that £10, said, buy something of £5 for me. Definitely she's expecting me to bring back £5. So I think that is just the knowledge they gave to us then. It's not about sitting down, come, let's talk about finance.
This is how I make money. This is how you earn money. This is how you spend money.
No, what you see then is your parents' struggles. They struggle to pay school fees.
And their complaints.
They struggle to go to the market just to get something for you guys to, because me, I would say, I will call it a humble background. I grew up from a humble background where I see my parents struggle. They pay school fees. They just to make ends meet. to pay bills. Even a bill wasn't something for us in Africa then. It was when we got here that they call it bill. Everything is called bill. So I think because in Africa they don't see it as bill. It wasn't like a burden in Africa. It was when we get here, you know that when you are collecting the 1,500, you are paying 1,480 pounds, and the 20 pounds you just have to.
Yeah, here there is everything to pay for, but same as well. It's not any different, either in school or within home. Once taught on how to manage money or save, the saving culture or the investing culture. All these other things, they've been like foreign concepts that I've learned as I've grown up, even past uni. You study from primary, secondary, university, but you have no basic knowledge of what it means to handle your personal finances. And I think that as we grow up, what are we now teaching our children? Even now, what is your rich life? Like, how do you not allow money to control you or take control of you? Because when we come into this environment, as you said back home, it is a cash-based economy. Whereas here it is credit driven. And that has its own loopholes.
The day I saw 50 pounds, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The day I saw 50 pounds. And in Nigeria, you can be seated on your pillow and you are sitting under that 10 million naira.
They put it under the bed.
Yeah. They are sitting here. If you bring out that 1,000 pounds in cash, they are questioned.
In fact, when
I was a financial crime investigator. If you are withdrawing that 1,000 pounds, why are you withdrawing it? You might get an email from your bank that you just withdrew 1,000 pounds. Why did you withdraw it?
In fact, when you take that bill to Tesco to buy something, they will look at you in a weird way.
We are we are the ones getting those alert. You see all this travel, whatever places you go to, and you're changing money. If you go there with $100, they are writing all the reference number down.
That's why they're asking your passport and all things like that.
In fact, if you are not careful, if those 100 bills are too much, you might they will report you to whosoever. You'll be reported to the authorities that this person has over $500. Where did he get it from?
What's the source of income? What's the
what's the source of income? They want to know.
But I think again there's a loophole in terms of knowledge on how we probably can be personal finances, because we've not grown up from backgrounds that encourage savings, that encourage investments. We spend based on emotions. How do I feel today? I used to be that type of person that would say, let me eat all that I have. There are people that have died and they have left their money on the account. Now you imagine that kind of belief.
I think
how does it help going forward? Because at the end of the day, you're going to hit your retirement. What do you have to show for all the years that you've been working?
Rachel, this it was when I got to this place, it got down on me. Because here, you see people collecting credit card just to travel. You see people getting finance to get that car. Because I keep questioning myself that this life of this community that is different from where we are coming in Africa. In Africa, you see people buying cars of 100 million.
Houses are built in cash.
Houses are built in cash. Here, when you get your mortgage. Okay, now tell me, how do we live that our dream life? I for myself, for my personal self, what I think of is, because some people will say credit card is not good, mortgage is not good. How will you live that your dream life when you're paying bills?
I wouldn't say that the life is bad, but it's more of being on top of it. Being conscious of it, because we'll go and get all these credit cards with very high rates on them.
Lot of people.
Yes, and then again, you said people will get credit cards to travel. Why are you getting a credit card to travel to a destination? Travel is very important, and as I was speaking to you earlier on before we started, we're saying that everyone's rich life is different. How you'd like to define your rich life is different from how I would like to define my rich life. For me, I would probably want to extend my home and feel comfortable in that.
You love tasting new food.
Yeah, traveling out, tasting new food, those experiences. You love traveling. So the whole, for me, being in control of your finances, even within this enabling environment whereby we're exposed to credit cards, is being able to map out and say, what are my fixed costs? What are those things I cannot do without? You know, you have your housing, you have your bills, you know, you have your clothing, and those ones are taken care of. So now, how do I, with a little balance that I'm remaining?
Cost. Like I said earlier, if you love going on holiday, it's something that can be planned for.
Yeah, but the little that I'm remaining with, let me put aside, this is going to be for my holiday.
Yeah.
As we said, you see a vision, you're like, at the beginning of the year, you're the one who was telling me that you're traveling. You put some money aside.
And people will be like, it's so strange that I'm talking about August travel in January.
Yeah.
Because I want a good deal.
Because that's your rich life. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's something that makes me happy. It's something I feel fulfilled.
And even if you say that you're setting some money aside, or whether you're using a credit card for that, you've put ways on how to repay that, because you've planned for it ahead.
Of course.
It's not something that falls you like this.
No. Because like I said earlier, if I'm planning it in January because I'm looking for a good deal, because I'm a family of 5. I have a family of 5. So if I'm now saying, okay, now I want to pay for a ticket in August when I'm traveling, then I'm thinking of paying like £10,000. I'm thinking of maybe, and when I can get a good deal,
and that
January,
those are all abrupt costs.
Yes. So definitely, I'm living my dream life. Yes, and I'm able to plan it,
to see your vision of what your rich life is, and then work towards it.
It's just like getting a mortgage. Okay, I want to get a house now. I've planned for it. Definitely, there's a way the bank plans it whereby you are able to pay this mortgage for 25 years. And because I say you don't want to be in debt, you don't want to, how are you going to fulfill?
But you see, like, also part of the rich life experience is more like, some people will think that I don't really need a mortgage. I will prefer to rent, and I will probably rent a 1-bedroomed house. Like they prefer to live small, but then they will be like, I will go on a destination holiday, and then I will be flying first class. I will be picked up in a limo. You know, like, the experience will make them live that
Rachel,
life.
have you even checked of it? Have you even seen it? Do you know the doors? You being a home owner. Have you seen the doors it opens for you?
But some don't see. You see, everyone has their definition of.
That's
yeah,
true.
everyone
I see some
has.
people that will say, I'd rather pay that landlord than having a mortgage.
Because remember, you have a mortgage. My garage was needed fixing. It's up to me. If I was renting, I'd call up the landlord. The boiler is down. It's up to you. The bathroom, so plumbing.
For me, babe.
But that's for you.
Yeah, for me, that rich life is me too having my own mortgage too. I want to be a homeowner.
Some don't.
Saying paying the landlord, no.
Some don't, or probably it could be downsizing into a smaller, apartment that's more manageable. Yeah. And I think also for me, what I take away is more of like starting early, be able to either way, just
like the starting early you talked about now, the journey of life. At times you see, you believe you are enjoying that grace. At times life happens. Life at times is not fair. So at times when that life happens, just think of a way to, even when it comes to finance, you see a lot of people, they've given you that credit and you're happy, you're excited about it. Some people, I've seen a friend that said, my credit is not good. I can't apply for this thing. I can't apply for this thing because the credit was bad already. So how do you even get out of that space? Because in this country where your credit score is bad, but you want to work on your credit score. How do we? Because someone told me, a wise one once told me that make sure you go into your account every day. Check your account, because there are some direct debits.
That's why you need to be on defense.
And all of a sudden you are on minus. Babe, something happened to me recently. I had this credit card. I paid it off. All of a sudden, when you clear your credit card and like
there's
something
small
is still coming out.
Yeah, there is a little bill that comes after.
Rachel, this bill was £15. When I now check my record, I noticed that this £15 has been getting out of my credit card for the past 2 years. So I now clicked on the link. I don't want to mention names so that it won't be like I'm defaming anybody. When I clicked on the link, it was clickable. I now Googled it. I see that there is a customer service to it. I called the customer service. I say, I noticed this money has been deducted from my credit card for 2 years. They now said, yes. I said, but I didn't sign up for this. How did I get here? I need an explanation. Rachel, you will not believe what they told me.
What did they say?
They said there was a day I ordered Domino's. Is it Domino's pizza? Yeah, Domino's.
Oh, yeah, the cashback. It's like, yeah.
They said, so I clicked on yes. I said, what? I said, no. I didn't agree to you. I said, no, this is wrong. Can I get my money back? I need a refund to everything you've deducted on my account. They say, yes, it's doable, but it's going to take whatever. I said, please. They said, I should send this email to that. I collected all my money. Can you imagine a lot of people that has been happening to them? They keep deducting their money that they didn't check. If I had not been checking all my finances to know what is right and what is wrong, at times I checked, I see some credit or debit on my account. If I don't know what is happening, I still go into it. If I need to Google the name, to find out. You want to tell me that a lot of transaction that has been happening in your account is everything you know?
No, you have to be alert.
Sometimes you need to balance this alert that comes out of your credit. Okay.
Understand what it is. What is it for?
There was a time there was this phone thing I did, and I noticed I didn't even need that much internet. Since I'm always at home, I have an internet at work. I have an internet at home. I noticed I didn't need much internet. I didn't need much internet on my. I changed it. I reduced it to the one I'll be paying £5 every month. Because all these little monies too, it counts. That is it. You won't know. You'll be like, it's just £12.
Yeah,
that
true.
£12 can even do grocery for you in a month.
But it's because most of the times we play offense. Not defense. It's more of we'll wait till the end of the month and then we ask, this month I really spent a lot. You've not done it every day to kind of check what is coming into my account, what's going out. Or like these credit cards that they give us, we are quick to sign off and not see how much am I being charged. What is it for late payment? You know, you're not questioning all these charges on your cards. You're not questioning the fees on your cards. Basically, you're just leaving life to flow as as if everything is okay. Yes.
We do that a lot.
We do that, and I think we are very afraid of what we don't know. Have you ever heard of someone talking about finances and you're like, I don't really want to listen to them because you really don't even understand what they are saying?
And at times you are robbing Peter to PayPal in your account. You are robbing Peter to PayPal, taking from this account to balance this one. You are taking from this credit card because you did.
I call it money laundering. We do money
on our account.
On our accounts, yes.
Seriously.
From one place to the other, and we think we are solving a problem. But
at times, babe, at the end of the day, you are that one paying back that money with interest. The interest you've not planned for.
Yes. Is that your rich life? Because that is money controlling you. But if you said, okay, this is the debt that I have. It is good to have the debt. My mother used to say that she's like the government. The governments are normally always owed. The government cannot be there that it's running. It can't run. You cannot run an economy without borrowing money.
On an investment recently, there's this application I stumbled on. And the application worked for me. This application takes out money from my account unconsciously.
That's automatic saving.
Oh, babe. The day I went into this application and I was able to withdraw that because I was in need of money.
You see, money is not based on emotions. It works on principles. Yes. I do commend. We have to plan it. I do commend a cousin sister of mine. She's back home actually, and she encouraged us as a group of 7 people to save on a monthly basis money that we are not going to touch. You know that this is money. I'm saving. It's going automatically and I'm not touching it. And it started small, really small, because you would imagine, within 5 months, so far this is the little that I have. Even when you sit back when you're starting it, you're like, but after now it's been 3 years. You're like,
In our community too, we do that a lot. We come together as a group of friends. We can put money together. We will now say, okay, we'll just do like a raffle. So the person that is picking in January, February, March, and we are doing like 12,000 at times. We are doing 6,000. We are doing 8,000. So that at least on your conscious mind, you are looking towards, February, I need that project. I want to do that project. I'm looking forward to get 8,000. What do I want to use
What
that
do I-
8,000
yeah.
for? Is it buying land in Africa?
Because you've saved towards
Exactly.
a vision, which
Yes,
is really
yes,
important. Living your rich life is progressive. You have to make steps.
And that rich life,
One
can we
way.
not, like, do without it? Can we, like, okay, that rich life, like, just ignore it? When are we going to fulfill dream? When are we going to fulfill
It's up.
that? Yeah.
It is up to you to sit
So
down
how,
and
Rachel,
be
I want
honest
to
with
ask you,
yourself. Yeah.
How do we live our dream life?
I think for me, I used to be the person that would be budgeting. Like every time you want to leave off an Excel file, but that doesn't work. It's more of
Especially
sitting
when you
down.
have kids.
Yes, you sit down and say, okay, what are my... There is this guy called Ramit Sethi. He's actually the one who did Living Your Rich Life. It's actually even a Netflix documentary. But it's more of understanding what your fixed costs are. Those are things you will always do with. But once you've paid off those fixed costs, then you look down and you say, how much can I put towards saving?
Miscellaneous
Automatic saving. Automatic miscellaneous, which is like 15% of
That
your...
will always come,
Yeah,
especially when you
and
have
also
kids.
like how much am I putting towards my debt? And what is my worth as a family or as an individual? Even to as little as how much can I put aside for like gifts or emergencies, so that whatever is remaining of your gross income, I can now live my rich life with it. I can travel and not feel like it's a burden.
Exactly.
I can go out and eat
Yeah.
because I'm not counting pennies. For me, I think it's more of like you sit down and you reevaluate how you're living within your means.
Well, you said something now, which I think we are all guilty of. At times, you just want to ignore because you know you committed.
That
a sin.
is playing offense all the time.
You know what you are doing to your account. You know what you are doing. You know that spending. You are
And
not
we
supposed to
don't
spend that
have
money.
conversations as well, even with ourselves. Our own selves, we don't want to be honest.
reflect,
Yes, first of all,
that's
even
a
as
very
families,
defensive,
we don't talk about money. It's like a taboo.
We talk about it now. Because if you don't
Even
talk
you
about
yourself, you see a letter and you know this letter, if I open it, it's going to spoil my day.
you are not opening it.
You're not opening it.
In fact, now that you're
So we ourselves, we need to be honest.
This country, there is nothing that can slide. You just we went to London last week and we just passed by the Charing Crossing, or what did they call it? And we got my husband didn't remember.
Of parking.
Not parking. The bridge, the Charing Crossing, or was that bridge?
Where you pay that Dartford.
Dartford,
Yeah.
We didn't
I
even
know
remember.
you have to pay
And
it
my husband, when we
within
were going
24
through-
hours.
Yeah, when we were going through, my husband, remind me, and I said I was going to set an alarm because I was sleeping in the car. I didn't even remember. We got our letter. Like, if you don't pay in the next 14 days.
But you know the good thing with them, I think I'd missed mine like after the 24 hours of paying either, and they let me.
So I will still go back to my question because I want our viewers to really understand what we are trying to say here. Like the question I asked, how do we live our dream life out of all those things? We said it earlier that this is a credit-driven economy, a community whereby you hardly see that finance. In Nigeria, you can be that businesswoman and someone gives you a contract. In Nigeria, you can be working with government and an uncle calls you and credit your account. But here,
no one is coming to your
nobody's. You can't even pick £1 on the floor. So how do we live our dream life out of these things? It's just we planning it.
It is planning it. Focus on start regardless. Start saving.
Small.
It might be small. It might be £10. There is this. It's called. I think it's called Plum. They do advertise a lot. They allow you to kind of save. Is it £1 a week? Those are really small stats. £1 a week. You can imagine.
That was what
and
I
then
got
you
from my account.
progress over time.
Because
yes.
the first week it takes £1, second week £2.
Yeah.
Babe, when I got into that account,
because now someone can ask you, can I have 1,600? Will you be able to get it out of you? But if you started £1, it looks small. So regardless of that being small, start. And then also focus on the big wins. We talked about credit spoiling your credit score.
Yeah.
How often do you go in and check
your credit
it's
score.
like your health.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
is your
Yeah.
how are you doing
Yeah.
financially?
Yeah.
But what do? We rub it
Because,
all away. We don't.
as if we don't see it, and at the end of the day it comes back
It
knocking.
comes back.
Knocking.
Yes.
If it didn't even give you BP.
No.
Because that credit
Yeah,
score,
it can give
if you
you.
want to access anything in this country,
It
is
will
the
cripple you.
credit score. If your credit is spoiled, it's spoiled.
It is spoiled.
Before you can now build it, takes someone. It was just £18 that spoiled the person's credit score because they reported the person.
You're
to
asking
bail.
me. It was £6 that they put missed payment because of those Avery. You know that Avery. It's like a clothing store.
Yeah, very.
Where they allow you. They even give you credit.
Look
You
at those
imagine.
clanners, all those clanners. I'm sorry to say, all those. Where's the clear pay?
And remembering that it's okay to make mistakes. You can make a mistake.
But there's something we do to Rachel that we should be conscious about. Those debits, those debits you've set to your account that comes out of your account. Be conscious of it. Never you let those debits meet your account minus. All those things affect.
They do affect. In fact, this gentleman I was talking about, the one of the rich life, showing you how to live your rich life. He has a conscious, they call it a conscious spending plan that really maps it out for you. Allows you to say, okay, me or as an individual or as a family, this is our worth. This is how we weigh in terms of this is our the value of our house, of our cars and things like that. And combining our salaries, this is what our fixed costs are. This is what we pay for our mortgage if you have student loans and things. So those costs are fixed. You can't do away with them. So then what is remaining after you've taken, because if you're not meeting your fixed costs all out of your earnings, then you're in deep
mess.
You're in deep mess.
Fact, with what you are saying made me. I saw a short video. They were asking a man. They said, is it good for a spouse to put their finances together?
It's good, because as couples we don't talk about these things, or you let one party deal with finances, and God forbid if anything happens to them, it's like then they tell you, I thought my husband was taking care of this. I thought this was paid for. But you've heaped the burden, and because they probably don't want to make you worried, they have probably used one credit card to pay off the other credit card on top of the other credit to kind of live afloat. But if something knocks,
in fact, the response I got from the man he said, that's fine. If you want to have a separate account, I won't say I'm not going to force my wife. He said, but in this country, if you need speed, you need to come together and agree on what we are doing with our finances.
Why do you think that most single households don't thrive than households where there are two people? Because they are combining their finances. And you see who normally says, where two agree or work together. These are your words, Debbie. Unless to
agree,
But you see, in most of actually like the black community where you find a single mother, it's just you standing on that single income. You don't have anywhere to fall to, because let me tell you, as a couple, you can say this salary will look after all the bills. This salary will save it, or probably towards our loans or paying them off. But because everyone wants to hide money under the chair, we don't want to talk about it.
Then we will suffer.
We suffer, and then so I don't want to say God will help us, because this is an
Let's help ourselves.
we need to help ourselves.
Be conscious about our
Money is a principle thing. For it to work for you, you have got to obey certain principles. It's not
say God will provide. No manna again. Ever since the days of the Israelites, no more free manna. Which manna?
From the food bank.
There are food bags. But is it only food bags you want? Don't you want to travel?
Yes.
Don't you want to achieve something in life? Is there food bank in getting a mortgage? Is there food bank in
Will
getting
you
that
go
car?
and get a mortgage from the food bank?
We're talking about someone having an issue with car. That the person said she didn't know that these people struggle when they have issue with their cars. So, is it food bank that will provide you with that car?
Yeah.
You were talking about the rain of
So, guys, until next time, I mean, past finances, money, anything to do with money can be a little bit sensitive.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
a sensitive subject,
It
and
is,
you've
it
got
is.
to approach it with caution. More so in
And care.
environments whereby we've not talked about it openly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
approach it with care, but then again, decide what your rich life is and then work towards it. And until next time, it's been Rachel and Debbie on Conversations on the Couch.